Welcome to Homemaking with Mima. My name is Wendy, and I'm going to bring you along today. I'm going to do more of the Amish rolls because we kind of ate the ones that I didn't make. And instead of making cinnamon rolls, I am going to be making cinnamon bread for Christmas morning. I think that's going to go over much better. And do you like my fake fireplace? So now I'm going to bring you into the kitchen and I'm going to get some things done. I already brought you through the Amish roll recipe. I will link that in the description box below. I'm going to make them again. I'll just bring you real quickly at what I'm going to be doing. I won't even be, telling you anything. But I will have it in the description box below, the video that I did before. And I will also put the recipe in as well in the description box below. But the cinnamon rolls that I had made, I decided I'm going to make cinnamon bread out of it. And I'm not going to use the brown sugar. I'm going to use white sugar and cinnamon. I just felt the brown sugar was a little too overpowering. And I will bring you along for some of the changes of that. We'll see what I can throw in here. But I did make it before. I'm not going to go step by step. I'll just kind of bring you along and I'll step in when I start to make the changes. And I'll put that video in the description box below as well of the cinnamon rolls if you are interested in making that. It was the first time me using that recipe and my family liked it. But I thought the cinnamon bread would be much better. Because we're going to be going away for Christmas, I believe. So this way then we can just throw the cinnamon bread into the toaster and just have, a cinnamon toast for breakfast. And then we'll have a bigger lunch/supper for the evening on Christmas Day. So let's go get this done. I'm going to get my yeast going, and I don't have any more of the yeast packets. So I looked it up, and it said that it had 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast in a packet. So that's what I'm going to use. I will have that in the recipe down below as well, in case you don't have the packet. But I'm just going to get my yeast going here, and then I'll finish it all up. Now while I have the Amish rolls under the light in the oven doing their first rise, I am going to get the cinnamon rolls, but I'm going to turn it into bread made. I'm going to follow the same ingredients, and the only thing different is I'm not going to use the brown sugar in that like I had said. So I'm going to get the yeast activated here and get the rest of my ingredients that I need for it, and I'll bring you back. So now I have them both underneath the light in the oven for their first rise. The Amish rolls have to rise for over an hour. So I got that timer set. The cinnamon rolls say to let them rise for 10 minutes. I'm going to let them rise a little bit longer than that. I don't think it's going to hurt it any at all. So I am going to check them after 20 minutes. So I'm going to set my timer for 20 minutes. So while both those doughs are rising for their first rise, I'm going to sit down, do some computer work over there, and enjoy my fake fireplace. that is all that I am going to do, because otherwise it may burn in the toaster. I've made cinnamon bread before and I don't want to overwhelm it. So I'm going to keep it at that. And this I can just store in a container and we can have cinnamon toast, or I can do this again. If this turns out good, it's probably going to be more like I'll use this for cinnamon bread. So we're just going to set that aside. And we're going to roll it up just like we would any other bread. And try to roll it as tight as you can. And you notice that I left a little bit of the edge without butter and cinnamon and sugar. I need to pinch this together, so I have to make sure that this edge right here is not coated with butter and cinnamon sugar. And then I'm just going to push my ends in, pull them up the best that I can, like you would a regular loaf of bread. Pinch them together. Now I did, because there's cinnamon and sugar, mostly the sugar, I sprayed my Pullman pan pretty well, because the sugar is probably going to cook real well on that. All right. Get it in there. I'm just going to press it down a little bit. And then I'm going to have it on its second rise. I am going to take my Amish roll dough out of the oven, set it on the counter, and get the oven warming up for this. I'm going to cook it at 350. I'm going to start out at 25 minutes, and then I'm going to check it, and we'll go from there. But I do have to do the second rise, and I'll be peeking on it as well. This is just about done anyway, so it's got 11 minutes, and it looks really good. All right, I set my timer for 20 minutes, and I'm going to check it and see how the rise is. So the Amish roll dough is double in size, and it's ready to be made into dinner rolls. And I've gone through that before. I'll leave, like I said before, I'm going to leave the video in the description box below so that you can view that for the full view. So I have the Amish dinner rolls. They're flash freezing. I'm going to keep them in these pans. Once they're completely frozen, then I'm going to put some saran wrap over it, some foil over it, because Christmas isn't far away. So that's what they look like. So I just got it taken out of the oven. It sounds hollow. Want to get it out of here before any of the sugars decide to make it stick. I'm just going to run my offset spatula around it. Ah, it came out beautiful. It did kind of break up a little bit here, but I am not worried about it one bit. I have to let this cool off. So I'll bring you in for a closer look. So it did split there a little bit. Must not have pinched it as good as I thought I did, but that's okay. I won't be cutting into it today. I'll just let you know how it turned out. I want to keep it whole, but I am going to put some butter on it. All right, so that is it for today's project. I made some more Amish rolls because we ate up the other ones that I had made for Christmas Day. So I took them out of the freezer. I'm going to put them back in. I'm going to cover them and do all that. And we'll eat them on Christmas Day. I made cinnamon bread. No, it didn't turn out to be the most beautiful loaf in the world. But you know what? My family's not going to care. I'm not going to care. It's going to taste really good. It smells really good. And I will let you know how it turns out. I am not cutting into it. I'm going to let it cool. I'm going to flash freeze it, get it wrapped, and then I will take it out probably the night before Christmas, probably on Christmas Eve. And then we can cut into it on Christmas morning, and that'll be our breakfast treat for the day. I want to thank you folks for joining me today. If you like this kind of content, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I want you folks to make it a really great day.